Greetings, my fellow geologists, and welcome to Highrise City. So last time we played this game, we dived into a whole world of problems, when we had everything from brick production problems, log production problems, and our little 2D vegetable farms didn't have a lot of luck either. And so that's really what we've got to solve for today. But, and there's a big but, there's a few other things I would like to do. I want to build something on this little mini Evo island, because it's such a tiny little spit of land that, I don't know, it's just very appealing to try and get a road on there somehow. We have also got quite a few other things to solve. If you remember, we were importing chilies, but we've still got to get our furniture production online. We've still got to get the textiles built up. We've got fun fairs to build and all sorts of other sort of crap that these citizens seem to be demanding from me. Agincourt Place. Well, that is just very appropriate. I'm liking this road a lot more now. Can we name them all after famous English victories? So wood production is ongoing. I think these furniture factories ended up absorbing a lot of my wood. I kind of was hoping, or was worried, that they may have ended up sucking up all my wood production. Okay, safe to say we cannot build a road for them. Oh, they have kind of got like a little bit of an excavation going on, so maybe that's why. But to be fair, they may have a little bit of a hard time getting out of work if this is their drive in and out. Oh, that's a sharp U-turn at the end of the road, isn't it? Right, so let's turn our attention then to the island. How are we going to get ourselves out here? If we go to like there, will it be just to draw straight out? No. So what if we start to raise the elevation? Aha. Oh wow, we can... How high can we go? It'd be like a roller coaster ride. Can you imagine trying to drive up that? That would be ridiculous. Okay, let's not do that. So let's just go to there, and then let's build a new piece of road from there. We want to go down. Oh, not that far down. And I want to try and keep it like negligible. So we've managed to get to contact across a little bridge, and then maybe like that, and then out the other side. If we turn this onto a stretched piece of road, and then something like that, raise it up slightly, and then something like S around here, because I don't know why we're doing a random S here, but hell, why not? Something like that. And let's go back to a straight section bit of road. Oh, look at that! The Evo Interstate Island Free Highway is built. Look at this! I love the random little arch, and not only is there a random little sort of hump over the island, they've even put a bench on it. Oh god, that's fantastic. Okay, I love it. I love it so much. Now, is all we've got to do is put some nice quality housing on there, which we don't really have enough bricks for. Oh no, we don't have enough wood for. Well, that's fantastic. I want to get a little bit of accommodation built on my little mini island, and then things are starting to... Oh. We may have encountered a problem. I hadn't, if I'm honest, given that all that much thought. I wonder if the gamers considered this either. Oh god, danger! Oh. I like how the name is clearly a top layer. They obviously hadn't considered that to be a massive problem. Or ironically, they're having a water supply issue. Can we solve that? I genuinely don't know. Yes. Yes, we can. Do the pipes even go underground? Oh, they do at least put the pipes underground. This is not just now a section of pipes running straight across like the riverfront. So if we've got a bit of a worker shortage, although it looks like they've actually managed to staff these ones over here now, so that's perhaps not so bad, then that should hopefully up our wood production a little bit more. We probably do need to think about getting a few more craftsmen just into the city as well, really, because that is kind of becoming a bit of a problem for us. Probably build down this side of the road, although that in itself requires wood as well, so... Suddenly gone from brick production being a problem to wood production being a massive problem for us. Well, after my massive underestimation about how much wood a furniture factory could possibly actually use, we've, significantly increased the amount of small lumberjacks we've got going on. We now have just absolutely loads of them. And basically the poor little carrier's now got to ship them all this wood that's being produced from basically all here, all back to the warehouse and then to the furniture factory. Because it's just basically consuming so much. Because for each bit of furniture that's used, or each sort of bit of progress you see, it just uses like 3 wood for one little bit of progress on furniture. it just consumes loads. We can actually see it over on the bar. The consumption is 18, and our production is now only 25 with all of these small lumberjacks set up. So, yeah, that was a little bit more problematic than I perhaps kind of expected. And I even managed to get this street nicely on the wonk as well. Good job, Evo. Elsewise, we've got a few more little apartment blocks coming up on the lovely island, which is kind of nice. I don't know where all these people are walking kind of to and from, considering there's not really anything else here. Although quite a few people clearly sightseeing on the wonderful Evo Bridge, because it is quite a spectacle, that's for certain. I did notice that fishing production and consumption is actually about the same, so I was thinking it might be worth us just throwing down another little fishery somewhere. Perhaps just on the end there, or we could actually probably squeeze in a couple down there on our little sort of harbour frontage. And then we need to think about maybe starting to set up a sheep farm, which is what I was thinking about last time, but I think we ran out of resources. So if we go and have a look at textile production, I want to see if I can enclose this area. Still not quite enough resources. Need more tools, and we need 50 wood. Okay, well that's going to be one of the main things I want to get done. And then hopefully we can start to produce some wool, and then we should be onto a little bit of rock and roll, and we should be good, and hopefully start to get our textiles industry set up. Oh, I've just had a thought. We can drive across our bridge. Quickly, spawn a car. Okay, let's go in for a drive. Oops. It might be slightly jump the red light. And then let's go. Whoa. Whoa. There's a very strong chance we're going to end up in the sea here. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, brakes. Oh, God. Nearly crashing. Nearly crashing. Oh, nice bit of advertising. We're going across the bridge then. Oh, we got... Oh, wow. This is actually really steep, isn't it? Oh, God. It blew up. Oh, there it caused a small explosion. I hadn't realised from here quite how steep that bit of road is on the hump over the island. That's brilliant. That's really quite funny. I like that. And there we go. Our sheep farm is online. Haha. And it should just be in range of that little collection radius. Let's just turn it up by 1 point. There we go. Cool. So we should now have a sheep farm, as long as they can get the number of workers, which is... Whoa. That is quite a lot of sheep, actually. I must admit, that's more sheep than I was expecting. Come on, guys. Surely you've got to admit, no one thought there was going to be quite that many sheep. Answers in the comments. How many sheep were you actually expecting? Wow. Okay. Well, I think we're going to be producing quite a lot of wool. I don't know how much. They're only going to produce 6 tons. 6 tons a month. Not actually that much. I thought they were going to be producing a lot more than that, if I was honest. Wow. Okay. Well, next to it, we can start to get some textiles factories set up here. So it's just next to the local carrier, because they're going to have to come down here to pick up the sheep farm wool anyway, and then they drive it back, and then they drive it to the factory. So it makes sense to probably just have it quite near to the factory. That should hopefully mean we can start a little bit of clothes production, basically. And that's going to solve, well, should solve pretty much all our short-term needs. Now, I'm guessing this is best solved just by building a few more amenities kind of nearby. So let's just get a few other bits knocked up. So the small police station. I guess these are probably all going to cost me upkeep and maintenance, but hey-ho. Such is the cost of keeping my citizens happy. And there we go. So we've got another little block here. Then that allows us to expand this way, and hopefully it should all still be in range. At least that's kind of my plan, because I wanted to kind of keep this kind of main sort of street. Kimberley Avenue I want to keep as kind of like the main residential area. That's kind of my vague plan. I may just get down very slightly more craftsman zones. Running out of wood again. But a little bit there, just so we've got a little bit more, because they're basically all the people working in the factories, etc. And so they're really actually extremely, extremely important. So we need to kind of keep all these guys happy, and we need to make sure there's plenty of them. So they're building up there now already, which is kind of nice. All this stuff is coming online and doesn't quite have enough workers. I do note we are slowly starting to run out of money, which could yet be a problem for us. Although you'd think now with the increased happiness of everyone around here, then these should be paying pretty good taxes. I guess getting some rent from these guys over here, although these are probably a lot less happy on the service point of view. But they are getting a pretty nice view, so I don't really know what they can really possibly be complaining about. Our last little apartment block on there, just sort of teetering on the edge. All these, they obviously have to terraform them to be able to get in. Oh, we're running out of power again, though. We have a spare capacity of 2 kilowatts. Let's get another 2 wind turbines down. That's another $30,000. So we are kind of almost completely out of money now. And we're going to have another ship casually just sail through our centre, which is never quite what we wanted. Oh, they managed to get the building up. This is certainly a dodgy place to have an apartment building, isn't it? On some basically soft yellow sand, perched right on the very edge. I think you'd be a little bit nervous if you lived in that building up there. I would also probably stand on the top so you can maybe jump off if it starts to collapse. Nice views though, I suppose. So I suppose it's a risk, but a risk reward, whether it's worth it. But yeah, interesting choice of place to live. And they should actually now be producing clothes, which they are. So actually, the textiles should slowly start to filter their way in to the industry, which should be kind of nice. And we're even finally starting to make some money because I put some furniture cabinets up for sale. So we should hopefully be making a little bit of money off them. Well, with that now set up, and the fact that these people are proving to be relatively happy down here, and hopefully we should start to see the clothes sort of production coming online shortly, then I think it's time to do a little bit of employee expansion and start to do a little bit more of a mass building project. Well, until we run out of logs, that is. But that should hopefully give quite a large area for people to move into, because these should accommodate quite a few people, I think. And let's hope they don't have any problem being right next to a fishery. I mean, hopefully they just really like fish. Oh, wow, what are these vehicles doing? There's clearly a bit of a ramping issue. Jesus, what's going on with the line markings? They're flying. The road is flying. We have some very dodgy road networks in our city. It's safe to say that they're largely unsafe. Probably got the highest crash rate in any city in this game. Getting a big population surge as all these people move in. That is probably going to put increased demand on all our stuff, though. Yeah, a bit more consumption on the furniture. Ooh, but vegetable consumption has just started to peak above what we are currently producing. So we're going to have to get another vegetable farm online here very shortly. So let's think about how we're going to do that. A little bit of 2-lane road. Now, are we going to do it neatly, or are we going to go right along the edge of the shoreline? Let's just do it neatly. So let's go like that, and then we want production, food production. We want a vegetable farm. We want to go from there to there. And we want to stick it down here, so it's right next to a little bit there. So hopefully that should produce more vegetables. Looks like we are having beetroot by the looks of it. At least this looks vaguely 3D, unlike our little tomatoes over here, which are the world's most 2D tomatoes that we've ever seen. But that should hopefully bring that up. This poor little local carrier is actually kind of starting to operate at capacity now, so we may actually end up having to build another one. But there we go, we've just reached village. Well, hey, we've got new research points. I don't know what on earth they do. Ooh, now I'm interested. We can go some geologizing. Let's get an iron mine built. Absolutely. I want that. Oh, we can have a tool, right? Charcoal burning. A small iron smelter. Oh, medium lumberjack yard. Oh, the possibilities are literally endless. Before we move away, though, let's just put... Oh, we have bigger carriers. Let's put one of them down, then. I don't want you on a huge radius either. I just want you to deal with this area for now. But let's put you down. You could actually be more useful. And let's do that. But the real thing that we care about is probably the water crisis. One building doesn't have water. I just want to build an iron mine. Why are you giving me all these other problems? Making my life difficult game. Right, go away. Iron mine, iron mine, iron mine, iron. Can we mine coal as well? Charcoal burning. They're just going to do it through charring wood. It's not the same. Right. Resource missing. Oh. Oh, there we go. We've got enough. So where's... Oh, we've got iron up there. And then when we get a bit more wood, we can build our second one. We really probably need to buy out this territory here, but we actually only have $3,000. So, yeah, we do have a little bit of a financial looming crisis on our hands, actually, to be honest. because things are probably struggling a little bit more with the kind of amount of resources that we're about to start using up. Our iron mine is actually now becoming operational, which is really rather cool. We actually have almost like a colliery, coal-style colliery pit winch, which for some reason is built on top of the office block, but hey-ho. We don't actually get to see the mine shaft, unfortunately. But it's cool. I like the fact we've got a little bit of an iron mine. Presumably this is all the slag, which is for some reason purple. It's yes, not very like a hematite or a magnetite ore. It's like a purple sludge. But we are at least starting to produce some iron ore. I would like to build a second iron mine, but we don't actually have enough at the moment. Yeah, that's going to get full pretty quickly, isn't it? So we are going to end up having to build ourselves a little city carrier. So we might as well just sneak one in somewhere like down there. We'll just stick it on a short radius because, as before, we don't want it collecting all the other stuff. Maybe we should have built that slightly closer, potentially. But hey-ho. And hopefully that will just collect from this iron mine here, which should be perfect. One problem we are going to have, though, is to melt this iron ore into actual iron ingots, we need charcoal. To do charcoal, we need more wood, which we are making a sort of a profit on slightly. We've got a 6 production lead, but as soon as we introduce something like this charcoal burn, it's just going to absolutely decimate our wood supplies. So we probably are going to have to be building more medium lumberjacks. But to build a medium lumberjack, you need iron bars. So it's like the ultimate catch-22. Okay, so we've got our little charcoal burner actually now set up. We are pretty much neutral on wood production now. It is super close to the line. We're producing 23 tons a month, consuming 22. I do love this little charcoal burning building, though. I love the big industrial silos. It looks so epic. I kind of wish some of these people were doing it a little bit more. Get to work, you lazy people. Stop standing around talking. We've got charcoal to burn. But we are going to have to build ourselves a little bit of an iron smelter here at some point. $12,000! Jesus, that's expensive. I think we need to try and get ourselves a loan or something. Oh, to actually get a loan, we need to build a bank. I suppose we need like an industrial heart to our building. I suppose next to these sort of blocks... Oh, we should have built this on our little island. Oh, to slightly dwarf the island, actually, to be fair. Let's build that there. It's going to be the most impressive building we actually have in our city. Maybe we shouldn't have built it right next to the kind of all the fisheries and the fairly ugly port building, but hey-ho, what can you do? Oh, ironically, the bank needs officers. How does that work? Lack of 26 officers. We should be manufacturing coal, which we are. We're producing 2 from the wood in the charcoal burners, which is kind of nice. So that should be merrily chugging along now. We are still going to have to try and save up some more money, though, before we can actually afford this. Or we should just have to wait for this bank to come online. Maybe it'll still let us do credit anyway. Oh, it does. How much should we borrow? Oh, it's only 7%. Let's just have a mill. Why not just have an easy mill? That solves in the short terms all my life's problems. Even though that's probably going to be a tremendous amount of debt to deal with in the end. So we need to build more iron mines. Goal number 1. We need to build our little smelter. Can that go in there? Crikey. So how many more iron mines can we fit on here? If we then build that road through, will it let me build that road up there? It will, it will, it will. Back to the iron mines. Let's get another little iron resource missing. Oh, God, not enough wood. Because we're using all our wood. Well, hopefully we should still have enough iron ore, at least in production, to get some iron bars out, and then we can get some medium lumber camps built out. In preparation for that, though, I think it would probably be a good idea to get a lot more craftsman housing zoned out. Because, let's face it, we're going to need it. Zone out some of this whole block, and then hopefully we'll get some more wood in the future. Because then, once this is built, this should then start dealing with the supply issues. That should start getting coal in. And then, in theory, I think we should be good. Because then we can actually build our second medium lumber camps. We should start to produce wood a lot more quickly. At least, that's kind of the hope. I have just solved a water crisis for the smelter, and then immediately as it fixed that, we ran out of electricity. It's endless. My little wind turbine farm is starting to get quite large. We're going to have to start to buy up more land soon, or at least we're going to have to start building out this way. The problem is, I guess really I needed to angle this way, but I suppose we'll start building residential on this side of the river next, probably. That would be the logical thing to do. And we'll just have this as sort of a farmland or something like that. But that should hopefully, at least once they get built up, that should solve our electricity problems. And then, finally, once and for all, the smelter should come online. And actually we can start producing iron, which we are. We have an iron bar. It's a miracle. It certainly took long enough. There we go. So we've got another 2 iron mines going in. So that should give us, what, 2, 4, 6, 8 production on the iron ore, which is kind of nice. And then hopefully we can start to produce iron bars at some sort of vague attempt at speed. Because that's going to be using a fair few at a time just to make this up. Once we start to get them rolling out, though, then we can start to get our wood situation solved by building medium lumber camps. Wow, this is a ridiculously complicated game. Who thought this was going to be quite so challenging? Looks like we're even using more spices as well now. Our little bank is still running. We've still got our huge loan. I assume it's like a complete payoff. It's not actually paying me. Yeah, I'm just paying like interest only until I actually make enough to pay that loan back. Crikey, that could be a bit dangerous. We are massively short on offices is another problem. Do we have enough wood to get these built? Not really. But we can try and get some zoning out. Let's try and get more office zoning in so we can actually get this sort of stuff built up. And then hopefully these iron mines should come online a little bit more because they won't run at all, or not very efficiently at least, without any offices. Oh, crikey. This game is such a challenge. It's just problem after problem. That's our little enormous, well, I say our little flock of sheep, our frankly enormous flock of sheep. I also, if it was me, I get the distinct feeling these sheep are not particularly well contained. I mean, never mind the hole in the fence. What about just the fact that the fence is tiny anyway? I think that would be quite easy for them to escape from. We've got our first iron bars delivered. Does that mean we can finally get up a medium logging camp? Where's going to be a good place to actually fit this in, though? Is there the most efficient part? Seems like it. Let's get a medium lumberyard built up. And that's going to cover a much larger area. And hopefully it's going to be a little bit more efficient. Because it seems to produce, so basically instead of producing 3, it produces 8 per time. Which is really kind of cool. That's a lot more efficient. And it plants new trees. Hopefully it maintains its efficiency. But with that placed down, I think we're going to end the video there. And I'm going to go and have a lie down, I think. It's been... What an exhausting game this is at times to play. It is very fun though, and I'm pleased we managed to get our little island nation to get something built, because that's really rather cool. But anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, do let me know what you think in the comments down below. And of course, subscribe to the channel for a lot more Highrise City. Thanks for watching, guys, and I shall see you all on the next one.